Nagbabalik po ang Let's Talk together with our Dolly Chief Head ng Ilocos Sur. Walang iba kundi si Ma'am Fresnaida. May correct ba? Fresnaida Gundan. Ma'am, pag-usapan natin yung kanina yung tinanong ko, the so-called Solo Parents Welfare Act.
Yes.
Ano ba to?
Ito pong parental leave for solo parents.
Mm-hmm.
Ito po ay binibigay sa mga tao na nagiging solo, nagiging isa na lang to rear his or her children.
Mm-hmm.
Hindi lang po babae, pwede pong lalaki.
Pwede lalaki.
So under these circumstances, so ito giving birth as a result of rape or as used by the law, other crimes against chastity. So nagkaroon siya ng anak dahil sa mga ganong nabanggit.
Paano naman? Babae yan.
Babae.
Paano yung lalaki na na-rape at iniwan ng asawa, iniwan yung anak, kasama din ba yan siya?
Kung naiwan yung anak sa kanya.
Oo.
Opo, abandonment.
Sige. Diretso mo muna yan.
Death of a spouse.
Aha.
Isa na lang yung spouse na nagtataguyod ng kanyang anak.
Mm-hmm.
Spouse is detained or is serving sentence for a criminal conviction for at least 1 year. So nakulong yung asawa niya. And then physical and or mental incapacity of the spouse as certified by a public medical practitioner. So nabaliw. At mayroong medical certificate from a doctor na ganun nga. Nabaliw yung kanyang asawa. So legal separation.
Kasama yan
Po. And then, declaration of nullity, na-annul yung kanilang kasal ng mag-asawa, tapos isa na lamang yung nagtataguyod ng magpapalaki ng kanilang mga anak. Abandonment of spouse for at least 1 year, iniwanan ng asawa.
Dapat a year. Saka lang siya pwede
at least 1 year. At least unmarried father or mother who has preferred to keep and rear their children instead of having others care for them or give them up for a welfare institution. So, siya na mismo yung nagpapalaki, ng kanilang mga anak. And then, any other person who solely provides parental care and support to a child or children, provided that he or she is duly licensed as a foster parent by the SWD.
I see.
Okay, so foster parents can also be served. And then, any family member who assumes the responsibility of head of a family as a result of death, abandonment, disappearance, or prolonged absence of the parent or solo parent.
I see. Okay. Sige, yan sa tawag doon yung breadwinner, kumbaga. Pero the thing is, kailangan maanuhan niya ng DSWD na talaga.
Ang requirement dyan is that ang sabi dito po, condition. Ang condition is that at least the employee or the parent employee shall be entitled to a solo parent leave provided that she has rendered at least 1 year of service.
Okay.
Sa establishment na pinagtatrabuhan niya. And that he has notified his or her employer that he or she will avail of himself or herself.
Hindi siya automatic,
within a reasonable period of time. And then that he or he has presented his to his employer a solo parent certificate card issued by the DSWD.
The DSWD.
So meron.
Hindi yun automatic, ma'am. Kahit sabihin pa niya na okay, solo na nga ako, I'm a solo parent. Pwede pang ng company na hindi niya kagad ma-avail yun without other requirements from the DSWD.
Yes, DSWD. Kasi po sila yung nagko-conduct ng case study.
At saka yung survey nga sinasabi. Pero ma'am, sa isang solo parent, ganun. So with all the criteria na yon, ano naman ang beneficio usually nakukuha nila?
7 days sick leave. 7 days leave.
7 days leave with pay, of course, not for solo.
With pay. And then that non-convertible, this is not convertible to cash. Pag hindi po nila nagamit sa taon na yon, hindi niya pwede convert sa cash. Like the service incentive.
Hindi.
Pag hindi na-consume sa taon na yon, pwede niyang i-convert sa cash sa succeeding year. Ito po hindi.
Hindi pwede. Kailangan gamitin niya. So, like for example, the employer is already giving 7 days. So, ano yun? Additional 7 days pa? Parang ganun ba yan? So, para magiging 14 days na ang kanyang leave. Both. Ano to? Vacation leave and sick leave? 7 days is...
Solo parent leave.
Actually, 7 days lang talaga yan. One, yung solo parent leave, 7 days plus 7 days.
Yes.
But it's not non-convertible to cash.
Yes.
Okay. Para lang. Pero, hindi, yun nga lang, at least, okay pa rin yun. Magli-leave siya ng 7 days, babayaran pa rin naman siya. Di ba? May sweldo naman siya. Okay, so understand. That's good. And, let's talk about sa regular employees, yung mga rest day. O di kaya, di ba rest day per week, day off, tawag doon. But there are also companies na they ano lang is hanggang 5 days ka lang, the rest is said that 2 days kailangan i-avail mo yan, i-vacation mo. So, pag pinapasok ako ng isa ng employer and it's my rest day, it's my day off, ano pong makukuha ko doon? Overtime ba? Or ano? Anong pasok?
Rest day pay premium ang tinatawag po doon. Pag ang empleyado ay nagtrabaho during his or her rest day, he shall be paid 130% of
130% of
Kasi
his
ang
minimum.
batas, if an employee works for continuous 7 days, yung last day niya, 7th day, is considered his rest day. If he is made to work on that day, he should be paid 130% of the minimum wage. That is within an 8-hour period. Pagka yan po ay nag-exceed po siya na nagtrabaho ng beyond 8, yung corresponding overtime pay should be paid to him or her.
Also, pero wala namang additional doon sa overtime pinadapat because it's his rest or her rest day. So 130% na ngayon. Sa overtime fee pa ba? 130% pa ba? 30%. 30%.
During ordinary day, 25% lang po additional. Opo, additional na ipapatong sa kanyang hourly rate. Pero pagka yan po rest day or special day or holiday, 25%. Ay, 30%.
30%. Pero minsan lang, pwede ba pag-usapan yun ng employer?
Pwede rin po.
Pwede na
mag-usap. Hindi lang 30% ang bibigyan ko siya, bibigyan kita ng 50%. Pag sinabi, di.
Mas maganda yan. Pero pag sinabing, agang anos ka pa, dialogue with Derek. Anos ka pa yan. Okay. Pero pag ito, okay, doon yan, sa rest day. What about the holidays? Like for example, okay, legal holidays. These are the red date sa mga kalendaryo. Usually ba, magkano ba talaga? Pag pumasok ako na holiday, magkano? 130% din ba yan?
200% po. Yung ang pagkakaiba ng regular holidays sa special days, pagka nagtrabaho ang isang empleyado sa holiday, 200% ang kanyang sweldo. Pagka on a special days, 130% ang sweldo niya for working within 8 hours in a day.
So, it doesn't vary kung isang regular, tawag doon, ordinary employee, a supervisory, managerial ba? Kasama pa rin ba dyan?
Usually, exempted po yung mga managerial kasi siyempre yung kanilang oras ay hindi naman kontrolado nila.
Oo. Pero ang supervisory kasama pa dyan?
Depende po kung depende sa company. Pero usually hindi na sila sinasali. Pero parang hindi magkaroon siguro ng wage distortion. Sinasali
na rin. Pero minsan napag-uusapan pa rin yan. Di ba? Na minsan hindi na maisali ang supervisors. Hindi. Now, yung computation kasi sa sahod, ma'am, di ba sabi mo, sa doble, di ba? Doble pag
may condition din dyan, sir, eh. May condition din po.
Like, anong klaseng condition?
Kung halimbawa, isang empleyado hindi nagtrabaho during the holiday, babayaran pa rin siya, provided that he worked the day before the holiday.
Okay.
Or, he did not work, but he was on absence with pay.
Hindi rin pwede yun. Hindi niya babayaran lang siya.
Sa, halimbawa,
ang holiday
is May 1.
May 1, Labor Day.
Labor Day, May 1. Ngayon is May 1. Hindi siya nagtrabaho. Pero nagtrabaho siya kahapon. So, babayaran siya ngayong araw na to kahit hindi siya nagtrabaho.
Okay. Pero kailangan, babayaran lang siya.
Babayaran siya ng 100%. Hindi 200.
Hindi 200.
Pag nagtrabaho siya ngayon, 200% ang bayad sa kanya. Hindi siya nagtrabaho ngayon, pero absent siya kahapon. Pero on absence with leave with pay siya. Nagbayad siya ng leave na with pay.
Okay, oo.
So, kahit hindi siya nagtrabaho ngayon,
babayaran pa rin naman siya
ng 100%.
Pero kung yung hindi authorized yung kanyang absent the day before the holiday, for example, April 31, nag-absent siya, pumasok ng May 1. Pero yung absent niya na, wala, basta absent lang siya.
Absent lang siya. Pero pumasok siya May 1, doble pa rin ang sweldo.
Doble pa rin. Hindi naman. Or what if kung ngayon, tapos the following day, nag-absent ulit siya.
Wala na.
Hindi na pwede siya bayaran.
Hindi siya absence with pay the previous day. Hindi siya nag-leave with pay. Hindi siya bayad. Ganon. Hindi siya absent pa rin siya ngayon. Wala siyang bayad.
Wala siyang bayad. Okay, ganun. Intindihan lang. Kasi nga, malulugi naman ang employer pag gano'n, di ba? Pag nag-absent na nga ng hindi authorized absent, nag-absent pa during na kailangan, kahit even though it's holiday, kailangan yung kanyang services. Di po ba? Now, para, naman tayo, let's talk about sa mga employers naman. Para hindi naman puro lang empleyado pinag-usapan. Baka sabihin nila, bias si Derek. Let's talk about the employers naman. Pag tawag dito sa mga employers, paano natin mapuprotektahan? Paano nakakaprotekta ang DOLE dito? Usually sabi nga nila, ang DOLE is just for parang is empleyado. What about sa mga labor lang? What about naman ang pwede nyo maano sa mga employers? Tipong para maprotektahan naman sila.
Hindi po, ang DOLE naman is binabalanse po niyan. Kasi po, kung wala naman ng employer, wala namang mga employees. So, meron po ang employer na tinatawag na management prerogative. Pwede siyang, kasi ang mga duties ng company, ng employer is the right to hire and fire. The right to select the employees, the right to discipline. Yan po ang kanyang mga karapatan. Ngayon, and then, the right to engage into business. Diba? Kung halimbawa sabi niya, ayaw ko na magnegosyo, sino makakapagpilit sa kanya na ituloy mo pa? Siya lang makakapagsabi po nun. So, yung kanyang decision, the decision to hire and fire is on the employer.
Employer pa rin.
Yan pa rin yan, kanyang decision pa rin. Prerogative niya na siya lang ang makakapag-enjoy nun.
Except for
the employer is also protected by the law. Halimbawa, yung isang empleyado, hindi naman niya ginagampanan yung kanyang trabaho, so pwede niyang i-fire yan. Provided po na merong due process.
Yan ang talaga, kailangan talaga yung due process with all the memos and siyempre yung proseso kasi hindi naman, kaya just like what you said, depende na talaga sa kaso. Kung talagang big threat talaga yan sa kumpanya mo, pwede mo na kagad i-fire kagad yan.
At saka to discipline.
To discipline at the same time.
Discipline ng empleyado.
And what about are the employers also has the right na magbigay ng, aside dun sa labor code talaga natin, yung salary, yung basic, are the employers also has the right na tipong hanggang dito lang na hindi ka mabigyan ng increase just because aside na your performance hindi ganun kabilis at probably medyo mahina talaga ang kalakalan, mahina ang negosyo. So, pwede bang ganun din ang gawin ng employer na ito lang muna talaga ang sweldo mo? Well, doon nasa minimum ka naman, So, wala bang protektado din ba ang employer na kahit magreklamo man ang employee sa DOLE na matagal na ako nagsiserve doon, ganito pa rin ang position ko, ganito pa rin ang sahod ko.
Yan po, ang isa sa mga employer's prerogative din yan. Provided na nagko-comply po sila sa batas on the minimum wage. Pero ngayon po may tinatawag tayo na through approaches, dalawang approaches sa minimum wage fixing, sa wage fixing. Na yung employer is also encouraged to, aside from giving the minimum wage, dapat din, they are also encouraged to give incentives to the employees, to its employees, kung nakikita na yung company is also earning.
Pag nakikita. Like for example, the 13-month pay, alam natin yan, it's mandatory.
Yes.
It has to be given to the employees. But there are so-called bonuses, na Christmas bonus. ba yan? Walang Christmas bonus. Sabi niya, Christmas bonus is nag-aantay pa ng extra aside sa 13-month. So, does the company or the employee has the right na kailangan bigyan kami parati ng Christmas bonus, or the company has the prerogative na magbigay ng bonus? Prerogative pa rin yan. Tama ka nga, sabi mo, kung talaga medyo mahina talaga ang negosyo, hanggang 3 sardinas na lang, okay na lang.
Pero sabi nga natin, they are encouraged to also provide give incentive to their employees kung kumikita naman ang company. Kasi kung satisfied ang kanilang empleyado, di siyempre gaganahin din magtrabaho yung kanilang empleyado, and then siyempre yung productivity ng company will also increase.
Tama. Mga bonuses like, of course, may magpa-contest within the department, mga ganun, o di kaya employee of the month, mga ganun, those are also good na mga incentives. Ma'am, ito muna, yung may sinasabi kayo na na there's a so-called dictatorial power ng DOLE. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Under the labor code, under 258, labor code that mandates the Department of Labor and Employment to inspect establishments to determine if they are complying with the minimum wage law and other related benefits as mandated for by law. So at any time of the day, the labor inspectors, with the corresponding authority given by the Secretary of Labor and Employment to check the compliance of all establishments to the minimum wage law.
What do you mean? Kailangan tingnan mo yung libro, tingnan mo yung
libro, to inspect books, payrolls of the company, of the establishments. Yan ang sinasabing dictatorial power. Yung compliance to labor laws, rules and regulations. So, yan po tingnan lang natin kasi may dapat they should be clothed with authority.
Yeah,
kasi baka may mga iba na magsasabi sila itanadole, pero hindi naman po. So, when the establishments are visited by labor inspectors, sabi nila, kami po italadol, dapat i-check po nila yung mga credentials. Para makasigurado.
The authority itself, of course,
meron po silang inspection authority.
Inspection authority. And then, pag may nahuli kayo na isang establishment na talagang hindi nagko-comply, anong nangyayari?
Ang nangyayari po dito, under the developmental approach, we talk to my employer, and then we inform him about yung findings during the inspection, and kulang po, hindi kulang po ang sweldo nito, hindi po nababayaran ito, ganyan. So, kailangan po i-correct natin, bayaran po natin yung hindi nabayaran, ganyan. So, mag-uusap sila, and then, sabi naman na kung babayaran ng employer, okay. Kasi iba naman po are willing to comply. It's just that sometimes nakakaligtaan o kaya hindi nila naman alam, ganun ba?
May ganun talaga. Okay, ma'am. So ito, bago tayo dun, tapos na tayo dun sa mga benefits, ng empleyado, employee-employer status. Ngayon naman, gusto ko kayo tanungin. Mapunta naman tayo sa mga programa ng DOLE, ng Department of Labor. Ano ang mga programa? Ano ang mga, latest sa DOLE?
Ayun po, meron tayong mga livelihood programs. Programs like the DOLE is identifying yung mga sa formal and informal sectors who are interested to undergo or undertake livelihood projects to augment their income. Halimbawa po, mga people in the countryside, the farmers, fisher folks, ambulant vendors, gusto nilang magkaroon ng additional livelihood project, they can approach the DOLE to ask for assistance. Kasi po, kami po ay nagbibigay ng financial assistance for their livelihood trainings at for additional capital for those organizations that have already an existing projects.
Okay.
So, aside from that, meron tayong mga informal yan, sir. So they have to first organize elected officers.
Okay. Organizations talaga.
Tapos magkaroon sila ng constitution and bylaws at saka may mga ibang requirements, and then they register with the Department of Labor and Employment because our office is a registering agency. So, pwede po silang ma-register doon, and then the corresponding certificate of registration is issued to them. Doon naman po sa mga formal, doon sa mga regularly employed sa private business establishments, pwede rin po silang, pagka they are organized, may mga asosasyon sila, may mga unions, pwede po silang mag-seek ng assistance sa atin. Nagbibigay din po tayo ng mga financial assistance for trainings, livelihood trainings, or for livelihood undertaking para ma-augment yung kanilang income. So, ganun po.
And then, what else? Ano pang may mga announcements ba ata kayo?
Meron din tayo mga programa sa job fair. Once in a while, nagko-conduct po tayo ng job fair. We invite in partnership with local government units or private business establishments sa mga youth naman, sa mga kabataan. Meron tayong konting mga livelihood assistance for those out-of-school youth na gustong mag-undertake ng kanilang livelihood project para magkaroon sila ng konting kita.
Siyempre naman.
Diba, gusto nilang magkaroon ng project na goat racing o kaya food processing or whatever na livelihood project that they can undertake so that they can have income. And then we also have this ISPES, a special program for the employment of students. This is being undertaken during summer and Christmas break previously. But now it is a year-round program. So yung mga private business establishments who would like to hire the services of students or out-of-school youth in their establishment for mga 1 month or 52 days, pwede po silang makipag-partner sa amin at meron tayong contract na mapipirmahan. And then, yung sweldo po nila, 40% will come from the DOLE, and the 60% will come from the establishment.
And the rate is?
And the rate is the minimum wage.
The minimum wage. Okay, so 40% from the DOLE, 60%. Okay, that's great. Maganda yan.
So yung mga estudyante na gustong magkumita sa kanilang bakasyon o kaya mga out of school yun, kumita ng pera sa kanilang mga vacant time, pwede po silang mag-avail ng SPES program.
Okay, ma'am. So we're really running out of time. So your message muna sa lahat ng ating mga viewers, sa employees and employers who's watching right now.
Okay.
Mensahe natin.
Okay, thank you, Derek. Thank you, Sakor TV, for inviting me here. On behalf of the Department of Labor and Employment, we'd like to thank Sakor TV for inviting us. And for those listeners, mga nakikinig po, nanood sa station na ito, ang opisina po natin ay bukas. Ang aming opisina, for those who do not know, is located at second floor, Hollywood Building, Rizal Street Corner, Escribano Street, Vigan City. Kung meron po kayong mga gustong malaman tungkol sa inyong pagtatrabaho, sa inyong employer, sa inyong establishment na pinagtatrabuhan, o kaya doon sa mga programang nabanggit ko na gusto nyo mag-avail, please feel free to come to our office, or you can call us through telephone number 632-0022. Ating opisina po ay paglilingkod sa inyo sa aming abot ng aming makakaya. So marami pong salamat.
Maraming salamat din, ma'am. And a special token from Let's Talk and Core TV. At sana po ay thank you so much talaga. Nag-enjoy ako. I've learned so much. Marami akong nalaman at marami din akong, na dapat bang ayusin. Thank you so much for your time. At definitely, ang ating mga viewers ay pagka na-refresh tayo, na-refresh din sila when it comes sa mga labor code at kung ano nga ba ang dapat ang relationship ng isang employee-employers relationship. Maraming salamat, ma'am. Diyan muna kayo. Yan po mga ka-Let's Talk. We just heard the Chief Head ng Department of Labor and Employment. Walang iba kundi si Miss Fresnaida Gundan. At siguro naman po ay naintindihan na natin kung ano ba ang mga, kumbaga, as an employee, ano yung mga benefits na makukuha natin, hanggang saan ba tayo, at dapat kasi maintindihan natin yan. Just like what Mama Gundan says, like, if you have concern, you could visit them. But the best thing to do is, there must always be a dialogue between the employee and the employer. Hindi kagad puro, kasi yung iba, galit agad. Kung ano-ano report. Tingnan nyo muna. Sarili mo, kailangan ka bang, bakit kailangan kang tanggalin? Sometimes, am I doing my work well? Do I deserve this position or do I deserve to work here for long? So, yun din ang mga things na dapat nating tingnan sa ating mga sarili. Am I capable of having an increase? O di kaya naman, sino ba dapat ang puntahan ko? Sino ba dapat ang kausapin ko when it comes sa mga compensations? At kung may mga tanong kayo, well, may mga department naman tayo ang bawat kumpanya. May the so-called human resource department, may mga department na nag-ano ng mga empleyado. So, kung ano mga concerns niyo, go directly to them para malaman din natin at mabigyan din kayo ng sagot. At of course, kung hindi, then we could visit the DOLE for more informations. Maraming salamat po muli sa inyong lahat. And before we go, we'd like to say thank you so much sa Hair VA Salon sa ground floor po ng JDC Mall in Balaling, Bantay, Ilocos Sur. Also, maraming salamat sa HA Sales Marketing. Thank you also kay Dr. Divina Veracruz Basilio of Veracruz Skin Facial and Body Care Center. Likewise, maraming salamat sa King Harris Furniture. At Jacos, maraming salamat. And also sa Gia Lanes, maraming salamat kay Ma'am Josie Aquino. And also, maraming salamat sa King Harris, nasabi ko na, no? And also, maraming salamat kay Dr. Juna Rabiros, Kagawan Dental Clinic. At of course, Let's Talk staff. We have the visitor himself, no other than Mr. Mark Papar. Congratulations, Mark. Yeah, nakabuo ka na rin. Congratulations, magiging tatay na siya soon. At of course, si Nico, na wala pang girlfriend. At syempre, walang iba kundi si Jed, na ikakasal na rin. Kompleto pala ang sub ko. And of course, Barbie. Sa inyong lahat. At syempre, kay Ma'am Gundan, maraming salamat po. At good luck. At sa lahat po ng mga proyekto ng DOLE ay sumusuporta kami. If you have any, kung gusto namin, kung kailangan niyo aming services, just contact us. You can contact Barbie, like for example, for the ibang project ninyo. And probably we could help you cover the, para mas maganda naman. Ma-cover natin yan. Okay, ma? Maraming salamat po. So once again, ito po ang talk show that talks about controversies, issues, and lifestyle. I'm Derek Gonzalez. Ito po ang Let's Talk. Bye everyone. God bless. Salamat talaga. Thank you.
Sir,